Should any teams consider trading for Wentz, and if so, who?
You know, I was prepared to say no. Hell no. No one should trade for Wentz. And then it occurred to me as I was hearing that foolishness from the Eagles by way of Adam Schefter. Yeah, you know who should trade for Wentz? Anyone who wants draft compensation. Because not only are the Eagles putting this nonsense out there as though he's worth anything on the trade market, but the fact of the matter is he has negative trade value. Anyone foolish enough to take on that contract is going to need draft compensation to do it. Look what just happened to Jared Goff. By the way, Matt Stafford has a more team-friendly deal, and Matt Stafford is a better quarterback than Goff. Goff went to 2 Pro Bowls and a Super Bowl. And to switch those 2 players, it cost to get rid of Jared Goff 2 firsts and a third. And Goff is better than Wentz. He's more reliable than Wentz. He's less injury-prone than Wentz. He has a better track record and resume than Wentz. 2 firsts and a third. You are not only never going to get a first-round pick or a second-round pick for Wentz, it is my prediction that he has negative trade value, and you will, in fact, get draft compensation for trading Wentz. So the Eagles actually are the team that's going to have to send the draft pick. I would say if you're looking to stockpile some draft value and you think Carson Wentz could be a reclamation project as a backup, you should trade for him. How do you like that? I changed my mind.
Well, first of all, I am not a proponent of drug. I am not a proponent of illegal drug use by myself or anyone else for that matter. So I certainly won't advocate a team giving up a first-round pick for Carson Wentz, because I think that they should be drug tested if somebody were willing to do that. However, I will say this. I wouldn't say no team should consider trading for Carson Wentz. It's about the greatness of you as a coach and the staff and what you think you can do with a talent who has just veered in the wrong direction. Again, if I never saw the talent, if I never saw passion, if I never saw inspirational play and stuff like that, that would be different. Like, I remember I used to look at Jay Cutler, and I never once questioned Jay Cutler's talent. He just always looked depressed and how he was disinterested in his job. And his vibe and his body language came across in such a way that it affected the people around him, in my estimation, to their detriment. That was my issue with Jay Cutler. But I would never say that the talent wasn't there. Carson Wentz, we saw Carson Wentz be a top 2 league MVP candidate 3 years ago. He has it in him. It just hasn't shown itself over the last couple of years, especially last year. The year before, they were just inundated with a bunch of injuries. Last year, this past season that is, he was just awful. He was just bad. Having said all of that, Bill Belichick could use the quarterback. Bill Belichick knows how to coach. If the New England Patriots had an opportunity to get their hands on Carson Wentz, I think it's something that they should consider, because I believe that Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniel would know what to do with something like that. Indy, Phillip Rivers has retired. Last time Carson Wentz was relevant, remember, Frank Reich was the offensive coordinator and the quarterback's coach. Even though Nick Foles came in there and took them to a Super Bowl, they were like 11-2 when Carson Wentz had gone down and en route to a top seed in the postseason before Carson Wentz went down. Frank Reich was there. And so to me, when I think about coaches like that who've proven they know what to do, if you give them some talent, that they could manufacture something good out of these guys, I think it's worthy of consideration. I wouldn't say giving up a first-round pick to do it, but I definitely would support them trying to make a go for it.
First-rounder?
Yeah, first of all, Max, you don't have to tell us that you changed your mind. No one's surprised by that. We've been through this for a couple years with you when it comes to you changing your mind. Yes, teams should be calling to try and trade for Carson Wentz. But I would ask 4 questions to Carson Wentz before I did that. Number 1, what did you learn from this past year, from this past experience that you had your hand in why the situation became what it was? Number 2, can you be great again? Do you believe that you can be a great quarterback again? Number 3, why should I believe you? And number 4, how do we get there? I think that if you can have those 4 questions answered from Carson Wentz and you feel good about what those answers are, then yeah, the coach should be calling. The Bears should be calling. Those would be the two teams that I think make the most sense because, one, they both have prior histories with Carson Wentz, John DeFilippo in Chicago, and then obviously Frank Reich in Indy. They both have championship caliber defenses that they're just needing really consistent and competent quarterback play and maybe even high-level quarterback play to get them into the playoffs and be potential Super Bowl contenders. So I like that aspect of it. San Francisco, if you're telling me that we don't think that Carson Wentz is more talented than Jimmy Garoppolo, that Carson Wentz can take that scheme that Kyle Shanahan runs and bring it to the next level with his athleticism and his ability to throw the ball outside of the pocket, come on, like that you're talking. And why does everybody go, you can go Carson Wentz 2017? Max, I'll say it again. Go to Carson Wentz 2019. Just go watch that tape and get that
in 2019.
Player. Max, get out of here, Max. I'm done with you in that conversation.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.